Welcome now to our YouTube channel. This is Sewam Yasef TV, Pidgin English TV, where we take the learn how to sew and everything where they related to fashion and designing. So today we want to learn how to sew our fine crop top. This crop top we wanna see for screen, so then we want to learn how to sew. So if you're not ready, make we start. So this crop top it is very simple and it is beginner friendly. I don't already outline the basic bodies. So if you don't know how to draft basic bodies, I get video for my channel on how to draft basic bodies, so make you try check them out. However, I will just explain, I will just go through and explain the process where I arrive at this level. So the first thing where I go do now to outline the measurements where we need. The measurement now, number one, we need the across back or shoulder measurement. So we need that measurement. Then we also need the shoulder, that is from the after you don't get the across back measurements, that is from here to here. So for this my pattern, the across back now 14 inches. I divide them by 2 to get 7 inches. So from here to here now 7 inches. So after I don't mark this 7 inches, I come for this part. I come mark from this same center front. I come mark 3 inches for the neck point. So the neck now 3 inches wide. That's now the standard measurement. So I can't come down by 4-inch depth. For the depth I mark 4 inches. So it depends on you totally, any amount where you want, however low where you want to make your neckline day, it is totally dependent on you. But the width for normal standard measurement now 3 inches, but if you want modify and you feel increase the width. So from there I can't take the vertical measurement, will be the straight measurement from the waist, from the shoulder to the waistline. So I take from shoulder to the bust line, I take from the shoulder to the under bust line. So make I just mark and bust line. This is not the under bust and this is not the waistline. So from the shoulder to the waistline I take that measurement. So for this pattern, shoulder to bust line now 10 inches, shoulder to under bust now 13 inches, shoulder to waist now 17 inches. So the 17 inches includes seam allowance, 1 inch seam allowance. That is for joining for the shoulder and for joining for the bottom part, or for hemming for the hemline. So after that I can't take from the shoulder, I can't insert the chest line. So the chest line I derive them by dividing the round armhole by 2. So the round armhole for this pattern now 16 inches. So 16 divided by 2 now 7. So after I don't do that, now I can't come the center front, I mark the that line. So the that line I derive them by dividing the nipple to nipple by 2. So the nipple to nipple now 8 inches divided by 2 now 4 inches. So I put 4 here. So after I don't do this one, now the next thing what I go do now I come for this chest line. I measure the chest line will be 8. I come mark the midpoint will be 4 here. I come in by ½ inch. So from this ½ inch now I want create the front armhole. So to create the front armhole, I don't insert the measurement of the round bust. So the bust now 36 divided by 4 now 9 inches. So 9 inches there for this point now. So from here I go connect them to here. So now see say it is very simple. Then the next thing, I'll connect this part to this shoulder point. If you use straight ruler, if you use curved ruler, anyone will be useful, where you be comfortable to use. So we don't connect the lines. So the next thing we want to do now, we can just connect them well. So the next thing we want to do now, I go connect the back armhole, because they cut the back and the front together. So the back armhole now also from this midpoint, I go just, but we no go inside by ½ inch, because the back no get bust. And the reason why we dey go in by ½ inch now to accommodate the bust for the front. Okay, so we don't do this one. The next thing what we go do, I go come this neckline, I go come down by 1½ inches. So the neck depth for the back now 1½ inches. So I will just use my curved and my straight ruler to connect them. So when I use facing turn them, it will go back to 1 inch. So make I just, yes, so that's not the back neckline, this is not the front neckline. This is not the front neckline. So the next thing where I go do now, I will come for this dart line. I go insert the dart leg. So the dart now just basic waist dart we want use. So the dart line now 1 inch I go take for the both sides. So I will come for this bust line, I will come down by 1 inch. Then I will connect them. So that's done already now. The next thing we will go do now, we go cut the pattern because the back pattern don't already they ready. So when we cut out this back pattern, I go use and cut them for the fabric before we go come use and outline the trace out the front pattern. Make I go bring the fabric come. I dey come, I no go take. Okay, so before we cut out the back pattern, make I just quickly insert the side seam. So the bust now 9 inches, like we say, that is 36 divided by 4, 9 inches, plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, that is 10. So here too, 1 inch for sewing allowance, that is 10 inches. So the waist now 32 divided by 4, 8, plus 2 inch that allowance, 10, plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, 11. So we just connect them. Then we'll come cut them out. So this is the back facing. Make we set them aside now. Concentrate on the front. So for the front now, I don't really keep space here like this. So this part now ain't gonna be the overlap, and the overlap for the front, I just give like 3.5 inches from the center front. So now it could be the overlap. So the next thing what we go do now, we don't already determine the shoulders, everything done the equal. So make I just trim out the back arm, front armhole now. So the front armhole, then be this. The next thing what we go do now, from this center now, go determine where you want to make your opening start from. So if you want to make it start from 7 inches from the shoulder or from the neckline, or 8 or 9, depends on you how deep where you want to make your own day. So I will just start from here, or 8 inches, 8.5 inches. So from here like this, then my own go start from. So I will just use this straight ruler, connect them like this, then connect them to this overlap here. So if you want to make your own day curved, you will use curved ruler. If you want to make your own day straight like this, you will use straight ruler. Anyhow way you want to make your own day for this side, just you are free. So I will just cut them now. I will give this video they helpful. Make you not forget to like, share and subscribe. Also turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload new video you go see them. So see, this now the front now. See the overlap. So the next thing we are going to do now, we'll go our material, go cut them now. Alright my people, we don't go cut the front. So see, we don't cut them. So when you cut this type of pattern, so make sure say if na back they use the back day together, if na front they use the front side go day together. Maybe say you go use one part for back, one part for front. If you do them like that, you go end up with two same side. So this na the back, so this na the back, and this na the front. So the back and the front. So the next thing we will go do first, I'll go sew the darts together. So I'll go first sew the dart for this front, sew the dart for the back, then fix the facing for the back. I'll go fix and I'll come show now the next thing we'll go do after fixing the facing for the back and the front. Also, before I forget, we'll also cut facing for the front. So we'll just go trace out the front like this. It's like 1 inch to take turn the both sides. So make I go cut them now. I will come show now after what we go do. Alright my people, we don't go cut the front facing. See them. So I just use 2 inches wide. They cut them. So next thing I go do now, I will go attach them for the front like this. I go attach and I go sew them. When I don't sew and finish, I go open them, I go top stitch them. After top stitching it, I go come sew the darts together. So make I go do am now, I go come show now. I dey come, I no go take. Alright my people, we don't go sew the facing. The reason why we put facing now because say we no go use lining. So if ordinarily lining go there will be no need for facing, but because no lining now make we put facing. So I don't sew the facing and I don't top stitch them for the front and the back. So now see the top stitch, see the way we take top stitch them, see the back side. So now see the next thing we will come do, we don't sew the dart together. So I go just go now, go for my ironing table. I could go iron this bodies. I will go iron this blouse together. After I don't iron them, I will come carry this front and the side to join together for the shoulder. So you see, so what I go do be say I carry the front like this, see the front, see the back. So I carry for the facing to the facing to the shoulder side. So I use my pin, hold am like this. Just use my pin, hold on like this. After I hold am, I will come go use straight stitch, take run am for my machine. I go do am for the two sides. Make I go do am now, come show now. My people, we don't go sew the shoulders together, see am. And we don't also iron them. So moving on, the next thing we will go come do now, I will go sew the side together. To go sew the sides together like this. But before we go sew the side, just quick tip, when you dey make your own, so just try put something where go make this center front, like this facing, something where go give am small stability, we go make am strong small, like this facing, this interfacing. This one I'm be stay or gum stay, anyone where you like, you put, just iron and put, so that when you swam put, the thing go get small structure, you understand. And then also when you don't do that one finish, you feel come use your if you put them for the back facing, also put them for the front, put them for the back. That is the gum stay. So if you put gum stay for the front, iron them to the back facing, iron them to the front facing before you swam for the side, before you use them take turn the back and the front. So this one I know do them because this one are just for illustration purpose, and so I just want bring them in as tip. Then okay, so this gum stay now, you go put them for the facing, iron and put for the facing. When you don't cut the facing, just iron this gum stay, put on top before you swam to the, before you use them take knitting the edges, you understand. Sew for the back neckline, sew for the front facing, then before you use them take knitting the edges. That one go make them they give them structure for those places. It go give the material structure. But this one I no do because, well, number one now for illustration purpose, and number two, this material that gets little stability, so that's why I no put. So when you don't do that one finish, you'll come use this hemming gum. So this hemming gum, you go use and take hem them like we do for our last video. Just put them under, iron and put, so that this place now go dey neat, for the edge like this. You know go dey scattered, or you know go dey rough. So you see, just hem your, iron your hemming gum put there. Also if you want iron and put for here, because you know say this our cloth, you know, get lining, so the inside need to dey neat. So just use the hemming gum take knitting the edges like this, you understand. So after you don't put this your gum stay, use them for this. You will put the gum stay for the facing, or iron and to the facing, then sew and put to knitting the edge before you can use your facing hemming gum take complete them. So I hope so now understand. The next thing I want to do now, I'm going to sew the sides together before we go come cut the sleeve where we go put. Alright my people, we don't go sew the side seam together. So the next thing we go do now, I will just measure the round armhole. So make I measure the round armhole. I'll just measure the round armhole like this. Okay, so 16 and half, now be the round armhole. So the back now, know say the back na 8 inches and the front na 8.5. Yes, because of the half inch wey will come in here. So the next thing we will go do now, yes, so the next thing we will go come do now, I go cut the sleeve. So make I show now how I go take cut the sleeve. Now just normal basic sleeve now we go put for this pattern. We no go put anything, but if you like, when you dey make your own, you fit put puff sleeve, you fit put butterfly sleeve, you fit put flare sleeve, any sleeve where your mind tell you to put, you fit put. So but me for this pattern now just normal basic sleeve now I won't put. So make I get video for my channel on how to cut butterfly sleeve. So if you like butterfly sleeve, you fit put. So if you like round sleeve, puff sleeve, anyone where you like, where your mind tell you to put, just put them. So make I come cut the basic sleeve now. Alright my people, as we did, so the next thing we want to now the sleeve where we want cut. So now this I don't go cut the material where we go use cut the sleeve. So the first thing where I do, I measure the seam. So I want cut the two sleeves together. So I fold them like this into 2, then I fold them into 4. So you go make sure say the length of the folding it go reach the length of the sleeve. So this sleeve now 14 inches. So now the 13 inches now be the length of my own sleeve. So I go use half inch take hem and for down. I go use half inch take attach them to the bodies. So now make it be 14 inches. So you see say my own they correspond now. So just put them like that. Then the next thing you go do, you go determine the calf's height. So what they call the calf's height be same. You go measure your how to determine the calf's height. You go measure your bust. So the bust now 36. You go come divide them by 12 and then add half inch or 1 inch. So depends on the bust size. If you add 1 inch, so or you add half inch. So for this one now, I added 1 inch. So the bust is 36 divided by 12 now 3. So that 3 I added 1 inch. So now so I say determine the calf's height. So from the start line here, I measure 4 inches down. So I mark them now the 4 inches be this. Then from this line, now I go come determine where the armhole go for put. So you know, so when I measure the round armhole, I get 16.5. So 16.5, I just added a half inch for ease. So that's 16.5 plus half now 17 inches. So 17 inches divided by 2 now 8.5. So see the 8.5 here. I go mark them with my chalk. So mark the 8.5 here. Just mark this 8.5 for here. Then from this 8.5, you will come rule your line. So you will come rule. Make sure say you measure where 8.5 they here. So just rule your line to meet this 8.5 from here. So you just roll them like this. You see them. So this now be the 8.5 from this one no they reckon with. So from here now 8.5. From here now 8.5. The next thing what we want to do now, so you go measure this 8.5. You go measure this line like this, right? Go measure this line. I hope so now they understand. Make I take them again. Make I use this other part so that I go dey very clear. The first thing what you will do, you go determine the calf's height. Calf's height we derive them by dividing the bust into 12. So bust divided by 12 now 3 inches. I can add 1 inch. If you add half inch, depending on the bust size. So I added 1 inch to make them 4. So I mark the 4 here. Then I use my straight ruler, connect them. So from this place now, I go determine the round sleeve. The round sleeve now 8.5. That is 17 inches divided by 2, 8.5. So I go mark them here. Then from this point, I go use this ruler, connect them like this. Then I'll come measure this line. So you measure this line, divide them by 2. So now here be the half. So you see when you don't divide them by 2, determine the midpoint. You will come up by half inch. When you come up by half inch, you will use your curved ruler, connect the line. To here like this. Then use this side to connect them to here like this. So this one now will be the back armhole. Then you go come for this back side. So you go also come for this back side. Just connect them back to this point. Just connect them back to this point. From this side connect them back. So you see them. So when you don't finish like this, you see the armhole curve don't form. Then you will come insert the round sleeve. So the round sleeve na 11 inches. So sleeve sort of. So here now I go sew them together, then I go put elastic for the down. So make I go attach the sleeve now. Before we attach them, I will just notch them for this side to indicate. So I will just give a small notch here to indicate where the shoulder point go dey, shoulder tip. So now here I go attach for the shoulder side. So make we go attach them for the bodies now. I go come show now the final outcome. Alright, we don't go fix the sleeve. See am? So we don't fix the sleeve for the bodies. The next thing we go do now, I go just go the machine back. I will go use 1 inch. First I go use ½ inch like this. I'll first turn them like this. Then I'll come use 1 inch take turn them because I want put elastic band for this sleeve side, for the sleeve mouth. So I want put elastic band there. So make I go do one now. I will come show now. After I don't do that one, I will come cut the band or the belt we will go put for the down. So we'll go put band, and then the band will go from the band put belt too. So make I go do on all these ones now. I will come show now. I dey come. Okay my people, so we don't go sew the hem. So I don't use material take pipe am. So I just use material. I cut long strip of material. So I use and take pipe the hem like this. So you see I'm say they neat. So I no go put band again. I just leave this hem like this. So just cut off your excess thread. Then we don't almost finish. The remaining thing for us to do now to go put the rubber for the sleeve. So I tell them say I go put rubber. So I leave 1 inch here where I go take insert the rubber for this sleeve hand. Then when I insert the rubber finish, so the sleeve I go measure around. So I think the round sleeve na 20. So I go just minus 2 from the rubber, not be from. So I just minus 2. So I will cut 18-inch rubber. So I go fix and round. Then I go do the same thing for the second sleeve. Then the next thing I go come to end this lesson for today, I go cut the strap, I mean the belt for the bodies where we go take belt the crop top together. So make I go cut the belt now. I'll cut them, I go sew them together, then I will come affix them for the bodies of this thing. So make I go do them now. I will come show now the next thing. After that, I come and go take. Alright, we don't reach the final stage of this our crop top now. So we don't go fix the belt. See. So I open for this side seam here. So I open them here for this other side of the belt to come out through the back. So I don't open that side. Then I don't fix this band. I don't fix the elastic for the sleeve length. So you see so when you fix your own, make sure say the thing no tangle, so that the thing go dey flat. So the next thing you will just go top stitch them. Just top stitch and round. So I will go do it now. I will come wear them for my mannequin. And at the end of our lesson be that for today. So if this video dey helpful for you, I beg help me like, share and subscribe. And I thank you for watching. I will see you for the next video. Bye bye. Right, make una see the final outcome. See the blouse. Una see as the thing fine. Makes sense. Gone. So if you rock this top, go anywhere. If you rock as for anything, top skirt, on top jean. So thank you for watching. I beg don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Better full ground here. Go see you for the next video. Bye bye.